Abraham looks up at a sky full of stars as God speaks to him, promising to make him the father of a great nation. Inside their humble tent, Abraham and Sarah listen carefully as God calls Abraham to leave his homeland. Abraham, accompanied by Sarah, Lot, and their servants, sets off on a journey, leading a caravan of camels and sheep into the unknown. The caravan travels across a vast desert under a blazing sun, with Abraham confidently leading the way, trusting in God's guidance. Abraham stands atop a hill overlooking a fertile land, the promised land that God had promised him, under a sky filled with stars. Abraham listens as God reaffirms his promise that his descendants will be as numerous as the stars. Sarah looks wistfully out of the tent, aware of her age and the long wait for a child, while Abraham remains hopeful. Three visitors, angels in disguise, arrive at Abraham's tent under a large tree, delivering the incredible news that Sarah will bear a son. Hidden behind the tent's flap, Sarah can't help but laugh at the idea of having a child at her advanced age, mixing surprise with joy. In a tender moment, Sarah cradles the newborn Isaac in her arms as Abraham looks on with deep gratitude and happiness, witnessing God's promise fulfilled. With a heavy heart yet unwavering faith, Abraham listens as God instructs him to offer Isaac as a sacrifice. Abraham and Isaac ascend a rugged mountain path. Isaac carries the wood for the sacrifice, unaware of the true test ahead. As they reach the mountaintop, Isaac asks softly, "Where is the lamb for the sacrifice?" And Abraham reassures him, God will provide. In a moment filled with tension and sorrow, Abraham raises the knife, ready to obey God's command, while a silent prayer fills the air. Just as Abraham is about to act, the voice of God stops him. God say, "Do not do anything to him. Now I know that you fear God, because you have not withheld from me your son, your only son." A ram is seen caught in a nearby bush, symbolizing God's provision and mercy. The mountain father and son walk down the mountain together, their expressions relieved and thankful for the divine intervention. A blessed and aged Abraham. An older Abraham sits peacefully by his tent, surrounded by his servants and loved ones, reflecting on a life filled with God's blessings. Isaac, now grown, marries Rebekah in a joyful ceremony that symbolizes the continuation of God's promise through future generations. A large, diverse gathering of people represents the nation of Israel, the descendants of Abraham, celebrating the fulfillment of God's covenant. In his twilight years, Abraham stands outside his tent, looking up at the star-filled sky, a serene smile on his face as he remembers the promise that was kept.